there, welcome back to TechQuest Academy. Today we're diving into an essential concept in Python, Booleans. Whether you're a beginner or brushing up on basics, understanding Booleans is crucial because they form the foundation of decision making in programming. By the end of this video, you will know what Booleans are, how to use them, and how they apply to real-world scenarios. So grab your editor and let's get started. So head over to your workspace, open a folder in VS Code, create a new file called index.py. But before we start using our VS Code, let's first understand what Booleans are. Booleans are simple but powerful, and you will see how much they help in making your code smart and efficient. Booleans in Python represent one of two values, true or false. Think of them as light switch. It's either on or off. Let's explore a simple example in our VS Code. Here is sunny holds the value true, meaning it is sunny, while is raining is false, meaning it is not raining. When we print them, Python outputs these values directly, true and false. While you can directly assign true or false to variables, Booleans often come from comparisons. These comparisons allow us to ask questions like, is 10 greater than 5? Or are two values equal? Let's see how this works in our VS Code. Here, Python evaluates each comparison and returns a Boolean. For example, you can see we are printing 10 is greater than 5. 10 is greater than 5 indeed. So therefore, this will output a value or a Boolean value of true, because of course 10 is greater than 5. Seeing another example, we can see when we print 3 equal to 4, this is of course not true. So this is going to output a false Boolean. Lastly, when we look at 7 less than or equal to 7, we should have a true Boolean printed, because even though 7 is not less than 7, but again it is equal to 7. So this is going to output a value of a Boolean true. Now that we understand basic values and comparison, let's take it a step further with logical operators. These include AND, OR, and NOT, which let us combine or modify conditions. Here is how it works. So now let's start with a variable age that has a value of 20, and we are now going to use two logical operators so that we can see if we could return a Boolean. So we are starting with AND. To understand it better, AND returns true if both conditions are true. Let's say if we print age greater than 18 and we use a logical operator AND with age less than 25. This one should output true. This is because our age that we gave ourselves, which is 20, is indeed greater than 18 as well as less than 25. But if we used a variable like age being equal to 30, this would be false, because 30 is greater than 18 indeed, but 30 is not less than 25. And logical operator will only return true if both conditions are true. Let's go to a second logical operator, which is OR. So OR returns true if at least one of the condition is true. So with our example with age equal to 20, we can print age less than 18 or age greater than 15. So this is going to output true, because even though 20 is not less than 18, but 20 is greater than 15, and OR returns true if at least one of the condition is true. So let's look at another logical operator, which is NOT. Let's say if we use NOT on something which returns true, then we should get false. So if we print NOT age greater than 18, you see with our age being equal to 20, 20 is greater than 18 indeed, which will return true. But having the NOT there, then this is going to make it false, because NOT will always invert the Boolean value. Now let's bring all of this together in a real world example. Imagine you're writing a program to check if somebody is allowed to drive based on their age. We will ask the user for their age, and using Booleans determine if they meet the legal driving age. Here is what is happening. We ask the user to provide their age through the input functionality. So the input got from the user is then casted into an integer, because whatever is coming from the input is always a string. Therefore, we need to cast it using the int function into an integer. Then we compare it with 18, which is our legal age for driving. After comparing that with 18, we store it into a variable called canDrive. If canDrive is true, then you will see on your screen printed you are allowed to drive. Else, you will now see, sorry, you're not allowed to drive. Soon we shall discuss if conditions and you'll get to understand more about them. But just understand for now that that if works with booleans. If true, you should get a true message or a valid true message. Else, you should get something that should be provided in case the true condition is not met. Python also has built-in functions called bool, which evaluates any value to determine if it is true or false. Let's see it in action. So if we head over to our VS Code and try to print bool 0, we should get an output of false because 0 is considered as a false. Therefore, we should see false boolean value. Now, if we do bool 1 is truthy, which means it will output true. So 0 and 1, these are well known to be false and true respectively. So if we try to print bool of an empty string, this is also going to be false. Every empty string will always provide a false boolean value. If we again now use bool on a string which has some value, this is going to be true. Every non-empty string will always print true when we use the bool function. So you can try more examples and see how they work in your VS Code. Here is the rule. Values like 0, none, false, or empty data structure like an empty list or an empty string, these are considered as false and evaluate to be false as a boolean value. Everything else, including numbers and non-empty strings, is truthy, and this will always evaluate to be true. And that's a wrap on Python Booleans. Hope you found this tutorial clear and insightful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more programming tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep coding and building amazing things. Ciao.